go ahead and get started. So I included a bunch of pictures that I took on the last trip. So we went to Brescia for the last study abroad program was in 2019. So this is a picture of Brescia, Italy, from one of the hillsides nearby where there's like, this is like a kind of an ancient, not ancient, sorry. There are ancient Roman ruins, but this is not ancient. It's just an older, I think it was a battlement or something like that. So like for protecting the city. All right, so the details of the program are, it runs from the 23rd of May through June 3rd. So it's a 2-week program. We do the program at the University of Brescia, which is a city in north central Italy, in close proximity to Milan, Venice, Verona. It's like a really beautiful area. And students participate in classes and field trips with Italian students as well. So about half of the folks in the program are Montana students, and the other half are students who attend the University of Brescia. For our Montana students, the cost of the trip is $2,700, plus you register for the 3-credit spring elective. And the undergraduate registration number is BMGT 493. The graduate level is MBA 694. We ask everyone to give us a $500 deposit by March 1st and pay us the balance by April 1st. So really, you don't have to finalize your decision to go until you pay that first deposit on March 1st. So we know that students often have to figure out how they're going to finance the trip. So we want to give everyone a little extra time to save up the money or source the money if they need it. So that $2,700 fee is your lodging and all of the in-country travel. Travel to Italy is your responsibility. So you just have to get yourself to Italy. Many of our students decide to either go early or stay late and travel around Europe while they're there. And so that gives you a little bit of flexibility that you can plan your air travel to Italy for yourself. I also had a couple of undergraduate students, the last time we went, they flew from Canada, and it was an amazingly less expensive flight. So, and then there are also flights like savings available to students. If you search, Google search inexpensive flights for students or something like that, you might find some good deals as well. So you can really shop around to get the best deal there. This is a group of folks standing in front of a Colosseum in Verona, Italy. This is Nader Shustari. He's the other professor that does the program with me. So he'll be there with us. And this is a group of graduate and undergraduate students. So when we went in 2019, we had half and half. So half of the participants were undergrads and half the participant were grads. So if you're a graduate student, you don't have to worry that you're going to be hanging out with a bunch of 22-year-olds. There are plenty of other grad students in the program. So the UM professors, like I said, are Nader and me, Theresa, Floyd. And then we have like a slate of University of Brescia professors that volunteer their time for the program. These are just 3 of the folks that regularly do it, but usually we get to interact with 4 or 5 University of Brescia professors. Oh, this is because, okay, so I took this is in Brescia. It's this delicious kind of, I guess in America we'd call it a deli. And this is, I hung out with the 3 grad students a lot. So this is us having a wonderful meal at this terrific deli. All right, so here are our learning objectives. You'll notice that our learning objectives really are business focused. but you also get to learn a ton about Italian culture while you're there. Here is the whole group. You can see we've got the Italy students and the Montana students in the picture. And behind them is one of the places that we visit. It's a winery in this beautiful region that we live in, or that we're staying in northern Italy. And this winery is famous for their sparkling whites. And it's a cool organic winery with an amazing, like, very, very old wine cellar and structure. So it's very cool. All right, so we'll have a couple of sessions during the spring semester, sometime between February and May. And in those sessions, we'll kind of just be reviewing what to expect. And then the Global Engagement Office also spends some time with us to help us know what to expect. During our 2-week time period, we spend about 40 hours in the classroom, so about 20 hours a week. And those classroom sessions are taught by faculty and the University of Brescia faculty. And then we visit Italian companies and cultural institutions. So you're not going to travel to Italy and sit in a classroom all day. You're going to travel to Italy and get to see a whole lot of that northern part of Italy. It's just wonderful. Oh, okay. Thank you, Georgia. Looks like this isn't what Georgia was thinking of.
Yeah, that's okay, but thanks a lot. Sounds like a good time. Wish I were a business major. Bye-bye.
All right, thanks, Georgia. Then we go to different cultural institutions and experiences in Brescia and in Venice and in Verona, and we go to Milan. So we do a lot of fun travel while we're there as well. This is a visit that we took to a factory that is doing some really innovative work in recycling heavy metals. And so you see that we're standing in front of this gigantic metal sculpture. But so this factory is strictly in the heavy metal recycling business. So it's a very, very cool place to visit. So there's a beautiful museum in Brescia that has Roman ruins underneath it. And they've put in, like, you know, viewing places in the floors. So you can actually look down and see the Roman ruins underneath you. You can see, like, the beautiful mosaics and stuff on the floors. It's like a Roman house that's underneath the museum. There's a beautiful Duomo in Brescia that you definitely are going to want to check out. One of the companies we visit is one of the oldest active firearms manufacturers in the world. It's called Beretta. We go to a sock manufacturing company, which is just crazy, but this company makes like 70% of all the socks that we all wear. Isn't that wild? Because their equipment is used by all the sock manufacturers. And then this is the name of the winery that we visited, Ca del Bosco. It's just gorgeous. Then we go to Venice and Verona and Milan. These are some of our students working on an in-class project, the Italian students and the American students working together. And for your credit, you just have to be there. So show up to class on time and participate, and don't get too crazy while you're over there. We have you do a few case analyses just to ask you, read up some interesting cases and then answer questions based upon what you've read. And then we have everyone write a reflection paper. And so we really kind of strongly recommend that people journal while they're there, because then the reflection paper is a no-brainer. It's really easy to do. And then finally, for grad students, we ask our grad students to give a mini lecture either during the spring semester sometime or while we're in Italy. And so certain mini lectures that people have did, one grad student did a mini lecture on the differences in the healthcare industry between Italy and America. It was fascinating. Another graduate student did a mini lecture on the winery regions of the United States and Italy, which was really interesting. And then another did a mini lecture on the European Union. So, you know, it's wide open, whatever you want to lecture on. It's kind of to the benefit, for the benefit of the undergrads in the program. And it also makes up the graduate requirement because we, you know, graduates have to do a little extra work to earn the credit. And this is a picture of the Duomo in Venice. Any questions? It looks like no questions then. You guys all good?
Yeah, I guess, have you encountered any issues with language barriers with people who have not had any experience with Italian before, or is that something that has been navigated pretty easily?
That is a great question. So our Italian students and professors all speak English. And so the class is conducted completely in English. But it is a bit of an experience as an American to wander around Brescia because people don't speak English in Brescia. It's not a tourist city. So you get to really experience what Italian life is like. And you get to learn a smattering of restaurant Italian. But I have to say, like, none of us spoke a speck of Italian, and we were able to make our way everywhere. They have a really nice transportation system. So you're taking trains or walking everywhere. I didn't take a taxi once the whole time I was there. So yeah, I mean, definitely the people in the restaurants don't speak much English at all, but it really doesn't get in the way. Good question.
And then I guess with it not being a tourist area, do you find it's less expensive than some of those more touristy parts of Italy?
Yes, I was amazed with how inexpensive it was to eat out. You know, because I mean, we went to the grocery and got like some necessities for, you know, like quick breakfast before you showed up for class in the morning. But every lunch and dinner we ate out, and it was literally half the price of eating out in the United States, and no tip because there's no tipping in Italy. And so I was like, well, did people in Italy ever eat at home? Because why would you? There's so many great restaurants and it's so inexpensive. So yeah, it's very reasonable. And the people are super friendly. The only time that I had a bad experience was in Milan. The owner of this famous ice cream shop didn't like that we were taking pictures. I'm like, have you ever heard of like advertising? Like, don't you? I was like, I didn't understand. And he, you know, like, and we, you know, he yelled at us, blah, 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 blah. And we were like, okay, whatever. We won't, instead of saying nice things about you on social media, we'll say, don't go to this place. But that was the only bad experience I had. And it was in Milan and it lasted 5 seconds. Like everybody else throughout the entire country, every place we went was, you know, really, really sweet and friendly. And I think in Brescia, it was cool because it's not a tourist area, so they're not jaded. They're excited to meet you and practice their English and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, we lucked out because it was rainy. It was a little sprinkly on the day that we were in Venice. And so it was much less crowded than it normally is. So we actually had a really enjoyable day in Venice despite the rain, because it was like, it wasn't just wall-to-wall people. So that was really cool. Carly, do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. So I'm going to share, Clarissa, can I just share the slides with you? And then if anybody asks you about it, they can have the details there. And I'll add my contact information and Notter's contact information to the slides. I know we've put it out there many times. So yeah, so if you'd like a copy of the slides, contact Clarissa and yeah. All right, well, thanks a lot, you guys. That was very quick and easy. Oh, Carissa's coming
Just
around
gonna
to say
one
hello.
thing. Hi, thank you all so much for participating, and thank you, Theresa, for giving a short presentation during
Yeah.
International Education Week, and look for other events this week. We'll have things all week long. So thank you, and yeah, Carissa Luganville is my name, and you can find this recording along with some of the PowerPoint slides up on our website in the next couple weeks or so. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thank you, ladies.
thank you. All right, and it looks like our recording is all good, so